time, and today we've got the 1.31 game release, which is the November 2022 release. So, the main highlight of this release is that Urukazi has been released. This expansion is the latest expansion to the Makuri Islands world, which will soon rival Watopia in size, and we got some pretty good new routes with some longer rides up to 25 miles is the longest. So we've got a decent amount of miles of new routes in this update, and I believe it's around 98 miles total of new roads in total. And we also got the Join Zwifter feature back, which is a highly requested feature. It used to be here in the old new home screen, or the old home screen, but since Zwift updated to the new home screen, they had to remove it because it did not work with the design. They have now added it back, and we'll be taking a look at all of these new things in a bit, but some fixes that were done: fixed a glitch in the Matrix, where pedestrians and animals would appear holographic in the presence of a robopacer. That would make things like the spectators green if you were next to the Category B pacer, and so on. The save screen now remembers your prior club selection. That was also a highly requested feature because people didn't want to have to keep clicking the drop-down arrow and over again to try to find their club every single ride. But for Apple TV, they improved the Apple TV remote interactions with training plan and save screens. This is much better because before, Apple TV users were always complaining that it's just so hard to navigate Zwift, and Zwift has now made it much easier. So let's head on into the game and check out these new things. So I've got the game loaded here, and you can see that I am on the new home screen, and then you can see right here that there is the Just Ride, and then below that there is Join a Zwifter. That will show the riders that you follow, and then below that there will be some pros that you might want to ride with, and you don't have to be following the pros in order for it to suggest those riders, but it will suggest the people you follow first. It looks like there are some issues with characters here, which is why these are just showing it as like little squares, but I suspect Zwift will get that fixed pretty soon, and I'll make sure to report that to them. And elapsed time, it'll show elapsed time, so how long they've been riding for. So you know, okay, if they've been riding for 3 hours, they're probably going to stop sometime soon. And then average speed, it'll tell you how hard you probably need to go in order to stick with these riders. Something that I would like to see is some indication of the route that they are doing. Like maybe if you click on them, then it'll tell you what route they're doing. That would be helpful to know. Like if they're climbing at the Epic KOM, you might not want to do climbing today, so you might not want to ride with that rider anymore. And then for Tour of Makuri Islands, you can now do stages 5 and 6, but Zwift still has this thing up here. They'll probably get that fixed soon, and that doesn't require a game release because it's a server-side change. But you can now ride the routes that will be used for the Makuri Islands tour. So we've got 8 new routes: bridges and boardwalks, 5 miles, 227 feet of elevation gain, and it is a pretty short and easy course, so most riders should be able to complete this course. And it just goes around in a little circle, so it's a nice little loop that you can do multiple times to get some distance. Next, country to coastal, and this route is one of the longest routes, the second longest that was included in this release, and it'll kind of take you through Umezi, the perimeter of Umezi, and the perimeter of Urukazi. And then Fine and Sandy, another shorter route. That'll just take you a little bit of a bigger loop, but it is still a short loop. Island Hopper, that will cover pretty much all of Urukazi if you want to just really see all the things to see in Urukazi. But there are some parts that bridge Nyokyo to Urukazi that will not be included in this route. So Zwift did count that in their 12 miles of new roads that they added. Island Outskirts, another shorter route that'll just cover the perimeter of the island. And then Makuri 40 will cover the perimeter of all of the different routes. Then Mech Isle Loop, the shortest route that was added. It's just a nice short 2.5 mile loop right around here. It's a cute little route, and it looks really nice on the home screen. Just a small little loop. And then Turf and Surf is going to be another medium distance route. I think this will be very popular for races because 15 miles is kind of the sweet spot for races. So this is available to ride now because the 9th and 10th are Makuri Islands / New York. And then let's go ahead and load up Urukazi just so that we can take a look here around the scenery and what kinds of things we'll be able to see. So here you can see that they're using the holographic banners again, and you can see that it just looks really nice around this area. You can just tell how much effort Zwift put into making this the best they could, and it is really cool to see this coastal area. This is something that we've never seen on Zwift, and I think that this is probably my favorite part of Makuri Islands. I think Nyokyo is a bit too bright for me. Yumezi is a bit too dull and ancient for me. It's kind of boring in my opinion, but I think Urukazi will be a good mixture of the things that we've seen on Zwift, and I really look forward to riding these routes. So I'll flip some footage of this course now that you can enjoy for the next 2 or so minutes, and there won't be any talking in that, so this comes to the close of the talking in the actual informative part of this video. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you all next time. Please like, subscribe, and ride on.